Looks as if we have a quorum, so welcome. We'll get started. And then we have 3 bills on consent that we could move after that. So if we could call the roll, please.
Hill?
Here.
Hill here, Bates?
Here.
Bates here, Berryhill. Block? Here. Block here, Galgiani. Hernandez? Here. Hernandez here, Jackson. Mendoza? Wachowski? Here. Wachowski here.
Very good, thank you. We do have a quorum, and there is one bill that has been pulled from today's agenda, and that is item 12, AB 1430. So there are 3 bills proposed for consent. They are item 6, AB 705, with technical amendments, item 7, AB 773, and item 11, AB 1374, with technical amendments.
I'll move the consent.
We have a motion by Senator Wachowski on the consent calendar. Please call the roll.
Hill?
Aye.
Hill, aye. Bates?
Aye.
Bates, aye. Berryhill. Block? Block, aye. Galgiani. Hernandez? Hernandez, aye. Jackson. Mendoza? Wachowski?
Aye.
Wachowski, aye. 5.
We have 5-0. The bills, the consent calendar will be up, but we'll hold the roll open for the absent members. Assemblymember Chow, welcome. Nice to see you. You're welcome to this side of the building, and we'll be spending a lot of time on your side of the building very soon. So.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Mr. Chair and members. I'm here to present AB 161. The bill will establish a title protection for athletic trainers. Currently, anyone can label himself or herself as an athletic trainer without the proper education, training, or certification. AB 161 will protect Californians by ensuring that only those people who have the proper education, training, and certification may call themselves athletic trainers. I authored AB 1890 last year, which was identical to this bill, which passed this committee with a 7-0 vote. I have today my sponsors here to testify in support of the bill.
Very good.
Mr. Chair and members, Pat Moran with Aaron Reed & Associates, representing the California Athletic Trainers Association. As the Assembly member said, this is identical to the bill you passed out last year. It's a good bill, offers title protection to athletic trainers in California. California is now the only state that doesn't recognize the profession in any way, shape, or form, and we think that should come to an end. We are currently working with the administration to get them information to alleviate their concerns. And with me is Michael Chizar with the California Athletic Trainers Association.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Chair Hill, committee members, committee staff members. On behalf of the 2,500 members of our state association, I'd like to thank you for all of your past support of our legislative efforts and for taking the time to meet with so many of our members over the last few years regarding our bills, and specifically this year with AB 161. As Pat said, we've been working diligently with the governor's office to address their concerns, and we are confident that we'll be able to do that. And I'm here to answer any questions that you might have.
Very good, thank you. Question, Senator Hernandez.
Yes, Assemblymember Chow, tell me a little bit, was there a difference between this year and last year's, or tell me why title protection, and was that covered in the last year's bill as well?
This bill is identical to last year's bill. The governor vetoed the bill, citing the fact that he needed more information. In fact, he needed more evidence to see about the need, and also he said that the bill was a little burdensome. So this year we're providing the governor's office with additional information, additional support letters as well to make that distinction.
Well, I mean, hopefully he passes it, but I think hopefully we can go even a step further, because I'd like to see this profession under some type of either a bureau or eventually have its own board under a Department of Consumer Affairs to, kind of raise that level. But anyway, but I'll be supporting it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hernandez. We have, yes, another question. Senator Wachowski.
So, and it's grand you're talking with the governor's office. He stated in the veto message there was insufficient evidence. Can you give us some evidence that it's necessary? And I read that they're the only state that doesn't have it, but give me some data that you will be giving to the administration so that we can make a decision.
Go ahead.
So they've asked for a lot of different information that we've been gathering for them. The most recent piece of information that we've been working on specific to California is we've been doing a survey of all of the high schools and seeing indeed who has an athletic trainer And if they do have one, what are their credentials, if any? We're probably about 25% return rate at this point, and we've been pretty consistent. We haven't crunched all the numbers, but about 11, 12% of those individuals purporting to be athletic trainers, and the school is using that title for them, have no background in healthcare whatsoever, let alone athletic training.
Well, no, I mean, I played high school football, and we called what was it, the kid that helped him out on the bench, we called him our trainer. So there's a colloquialism that's been used in California, at least for the 40 years since I finished high school.
50.
So I guess the question is that it's the harm. I think when I read the veto message from the governor, is that show me the evidence that there's harm that's occurring.
And so we're looking at gathering that information. Some of that information is from outside of the state. It's hard to collect that information when the people who are not licensed, not trained, they don't know to report, and they don't report. And parents don't necessarily know. And we know of high school districts where the district knows the difference, and they continue to hire some certified people and some people with literally the shipping and receiving clerk whose job was eliminated at the district office, and they moved him out there to that position.
But I guess the question that Senator Wachowski is asking is, has there been harm that has been documented, quantifiable, by having the shipping clerk as the...
And that's what we're looking at collecting that information. Again, it's that information, if those people don't know what they're doing, they're not going to self-report themselves, and they don't even know what they're reporting. So we're trying to gather that information. We're looking... the governor's office said we can look out of state, so we've now just been recently looking at some of those out of state numbers as well. So we're in the midst of gathering. You know, they asked for certain information. We provided that. Now they've kind of come back with that second round of requests.
Yes, Senator Jackson.
Yeah, I think this begs the question: how do you define the hole in a bagel? I mean, we don't. You know, people. You have high school kids. The guy sitting on the bench who's shining shoes is the trainer. It's very difficult to make the connection when somebody gets injured to the fact that that trainer doesn't know what he's doing. Or if you had that connection in mind, you probably wouldn't hire him in the first place. So I think there has been just sort of culturally this lack of appreciation for the fact that a lot of injuries probably are associated with people who don't know what they're doing participating. And I would like to suggest, if anyone on the governor's staff is listening in, if you take a look at sports today, compared to what sports were like when the governor, and I would dare to say I was in school, they are very different. You look at football today, you look at basketball today, they are much more physical. The opportunity for injury is much greater. And I think sports is, as much as I love them, is almost a dangerous activity in today's world that really does require that you have people who know what they're doing, whether it's head injuries and even in Pop Warner football. I mean, these sports have become extraordinarily physical, and we pump these kids up so that, you know, with all sorts of exercise. In my tennis days, my friends, the Australians, you know, their exercise was tipping their, you know, their pints in the evening. Today, you look at these athletes, and they are, you know, really honed, well-honed physical specimens who do a lot of time working. And if the people training them are not qualified, it will lead to injury, even if the people don't actually recognize that. So I wish you well in documenting this, but on the other hand, I just think it's almost a common sense issue that people doing this kind of work should be trained.
Senator Bates?
Yes, there was a situation which you may be familiar with in San Diego where a young lacrosse player was injured on the field, and because there was an athletic trainer present, he was saved from a more serious injury because he broke his neck. She then moved on to create, with this student who was saved, a nonprofit where they're training athletes who are on the field immediately to look for these same kind of injuries. So to me, your profession has really advanced in terms of yourself and then training others. And I think it would be a very good example to present as you go the next steps, because it's clear that this individual knew exactly what to do, and also the athletes around this particular incident happening did not, but because she was there, saved this child, and then the child has become, a young adult who's working with her to even spread the word farther, and she's the trainer. So obviously you have a very important role to play in this generation of sports where you have a lot of physical contact. So you certainly have my support, and I would recommend you kind of throw that into your materials as it goes forward and share that with the governor.
And to your point real quickly, she has testified on behalf of this bill in the past.
Great.
So,
Great, we'll go to Senator Block before we go to other witnesses in support and opposition.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So if a person does not have the appropriate training to be called an athletic trainer, they can still be called a trainer, is that correct?
The bill would allow, probably first aider, first responder would be the terming. The school districts or any other employer could call them whatever they want. I know there are non-certified people working in industry, and so they probably would use a different term for that.
So this doesn't require every school district in the state at every athletic event to have a certified athletic trainer?
No.
This merely changes who can call them, who can use the words athletic trainer next to one another with athletic first and trainer
Right.
next. And the governor doesn't like it? I'll support the bill, but I'm not sure what it does.
it protects the title of athletic trainer. It's the truth in advertising. So when your son or your daughter are playing sports in high school, and the school says they have an athletic trainer on the sideline, and in fact they do not, it could be a chiropractor, it could be the shipping and receiving clerk, it could be anybody. They shouldn't be telling the parents that they have an athletic trainer on the sideline when in fact they do not.
But they won't have to have an athletic trainer. They could still
No.
have the shipping clerk or,
That's correct.
or a person called trainer.
But they have to say what they are.
They just can't use the words athletic trainer.
Right? It is a specific profession, and we're protecting the title of it.
Thank you. We'll go to other witnesses in support of AB 161. Are there other witnesses? Are there witnesses in opposition? Seeing no one and hearing no one, bringing it back. Other questions? We have a motion from Senator Block to move. Senator Hernandez, thank you. Move the bill. Would you like to close, Assembly?
Sure, absolutely. If I may briefly respond to the earlier question about statistics, if I could point you to the report, in fact, by the consultant, it points out that there was a survey done recently of 760 respondents who took the survey. They found out that there were 400 reported cases of harm as a result of either improper care due to certified and non-certified athletic trainers. And in fact, also, the analysis goes on to talk about the statistics presented by the U.S. Department of Labor, which says that there were 469 reports of sanctions to athletic trainers, both certified and uncertified. So there are numbers out there that back up this the need for this bill. And as we gather more information as to what the latest one is, then we'll provide that to the committee as well.
Very
So
good.
with that, I respectfully ask for a vote.
Thank you very much, Assembly Member. We do have a motion from Senator Hernandez. This is due pass to the Senate floor. Please call the roll.
Hill.
Aye.
Hill, I. Bates. Aye. Bates, I. Berryhill. Berryhill, I. Block. Block, I. Galgiani. Hernandez. Hernandez, I. Jackson. Jackson, I. Mendoza. Wachowski. Wachowski, I. 7.
That bill has 7 votes. It is out, but we'll hold the roll open for the absent members. Thank you, Assembly Member.
Thank you very much.
And good luck this time with it. Assembly Member Dodd.
Precisely.
And thank you, Assemblymember Bonilla and Frazier, for being here early. Sorry we can't accommodate you at this point. Assemblymember Dodd, welcome.
Thank you very much.
AB 296, item number 2.
Mr. Chair and members, existing law requires a county sealer to test weighing and measuring devices used or sold in the county for commercial purposes. This includes those used to weigh or measure packages used for commercial purposes to determine whether they contain the amount indicated on the packaging. Assembly Bill 296 would extend the statutory sunset date of AB 1623 that is set to expire in 2016. This will allow local governments to continue to recover costs associated with the administration of the annual device registration program through 2019, while freezing the fee caps at their current levels. Current law caps county supervisors in the maximum fee they can levy, and fees are statutorily limited to recovering the cost of inspection. Counties are also prohibited from deriving additional revenue from device registration fees. Without the authority to collect these fees, however, these inspections would be significantly curtailed, compromising consumer protection and market competition. At this time, Mr. Chair, I would like to introduce one of my witnesses, Jim Allen, with the California Agricultural Commissioners and Sealers Association.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, members, Matt Seiberling on behalf of the.
Wrong guy, sorry.
Yeah, the second one.
I didn't even look to my right.
That's fine. On behalf of the. Yeah, we all look the same. California Agricultural Commissioners and Sealers Association, in support of the bill, we're sponsoring it. Simply extends the sunset on the existing program for this critical consumer protection program. I respectfully request your aye vote and can answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Others in support?
Karen Lang, on behalf of the City and County of San Francisco and the Placer County Board of Supervisors, in support of the bill, urge your vote today. Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you very much.
Michael Radigan on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, Santa Clara County, in support.
Mr. Radigan, nice to see you. Others in support? Are there witnesses in opposition to this increase? Seeing none, bringing it back to the board. We have a motion from Senator Berryhill. Would you like to close, Assemblymember Dodd?
I'd just like to thank Mr. Seiberling for being here today and respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Dodd. We do have a motion from Senator Berryhill to pass to the Appropriations Committee. Please call the roll.
Hill.
Aye.
Hill, I. Bates.
Aye.
Bates, I. Berryhill. Berryhill, I. Block. Block, I. Galgiani. Hernandez. Hernandez, I. Jackson. Jackson, I. Mendoza. Wachowski. Wachowski, I.
7. That has 7 votes. We'll hold the roll open for the absent members. Thank you, Assemblymember Dodd. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Assemblymember Frazier, AB 345, item number 3 on our agenda today. It's nice to see you. Welcome. Please begin.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chair and committee members, thank you for the opportunity to present AB 345. Current law requires a real estate broker to exercise reasonable supervision over the activities of his or her salespersons. AB 345 would earmark 3 hours of real estate broker's existing continuing education for a course on the management and supervision of a real estate license activity, while permitting salespersons to elect to take a course on how to be supervised. This bill makes an important change to the real estate laws by providing guidance to brokers on how to properly manage real estate offices, salespersons, and brokers' associates, while also permitting salespersons to elect to take a course to assist them in understanding how to be effectively supervised. This bill has enjoyed bipartisan support through the assembly process, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Very good. Thank you. Witnesses in support?
Jennifer Speck on behalf of the California Association of Realtors. We are the sponsors of the bill. It makes an important change to the real estate law, and we respectfully request your aye vote. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Very good, thank you. I did have a question while you're there. The analysis talks about this would resolve the issue of recurrent lack of supervision violations on the part of brokers. Has there been an increase in those? Has it been consistent over a period of time, or is this something that has just shown a lack of understanding of what the law and what their responsibilities are?
We believe there's a lack of understanding due to the fact there's been a lot of changes in the real estate law in the last decade. The commissioner and his staff report from the Bureau of Real Estate that it is the number 2 violation that brokers are cited for. The first one is trust fund violations.
I see. And then the other, this is going to be part of 3 hours of earmarked time within the 45 hours of continuing education. So if you're adding this to the 45, what are you removing from the 45 hours?
Currently, there's 12 hours of elective credits permitted. This would take that down to 8 hours of elective credits.
I see. Very good. Thank you. Other witnesses in support? Seeing none. Witnesses in opposition to the bill. Questions from the committee? Seeing or hearing none, is there a motion? Senator Hernandez, a motion to move the bill to the Appropriations Committee. So would you like to close, Assemblymember Fraser?
Respectfully ask your aye vote.
Thank you very much. Please call the roll.
Hill.
Aye.
Hill, aye. Bates. Aye. Bates, aye. Berryhill. Berryhill, aye. Block. Block, aye. Galgiani. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Jackson. Jackson, aye. Mendoza. Wachowski. Wachowski, aye.
Seven. That bill has 7 votes. We'll hold the roll open for absent members. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Move to item 4, Assemblymember Bonilla, AB 486. Welcome. How are you?
I am very good.
Good.
I have 2 today. I don't know if you have 2 bills.
You have 2 bills, yes.
Which
You
one do you
have
want me to present
AB
first?
486, and then we'll do AB 599.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members, I present you AB 486, which resolves an issue resulting from AB 377, authored by Assemblymember Jose Solario in 2012. AB 377 allowed hospitals to create centralized hospital packaging pharmacies, which are single compounding sites that serve multiple hospitals under common ownership. Basically, hospital technology has not kept up with all the anticipated aspects of AB 377, and this bill seeks to rectify that situation of the fact that the technology just isn't there to store all of the all of the important information on the label. It basically says that technology doesn't exist to meet the requirements, and it rectifies the error by allowing data to be included on the medication label via barcode or in human readable form. And it also includes clarifying definitions that will allow the Board of Pharmacy to continue to provide oversight and regulation. And with me, I have a representative from the California Society of Health System Pharmacists.
Very good. Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Jonathan Nelson on behalf of the California Society of Health System Pharmacists. We are the sponsor of the bill and want to thank the Assembly member for carrying it. This bill is really a clarifying bill that addresses language that we passed and worked on a couple of years ago with then Assemblymember Solorio. The language deals with utilizing barcoding bedside technology inside hospitals. The bottom line is the way we wrote the language, we wrote it in such a way that it's actually made it very, very difficult to implement. So we have worked on this language now with several different partners, hospitals, California Hospital Association, the Board of Pharmacy, trying to address a language that still preserves the original intent, which is to really try to solve this problem of medication errors in hospitals, which is a serious issue, using technology that we already have, but not creating language that doesn't allow us to use any technology at all. So with that, we would simply respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thanks so much.
Good. Thank you. Others in support?
Tanya Robinson Taylor on behalf of the California Hospital Association in support. We believe that this bill will go a long way towards efficiency and centralized hospital pharmacies. We urge your aye vote.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Other witnesses in support? Yes.
Julie Broyles here on behalf of the California Association of Joint Powers Authorities, also in support. Many public acute care hospitals are members of our risk pools. We think anything that reduces medical errors is a good thing for public entities and would ask for your aye vote.
Very good. Thank you. Good afternoon.
And Megan Maddox with the California Pharmacists Association in full support of this bill.
Very good. Thank you. Others in support? Are there witnesses in opposition to the bill? This is a good bill. It really is needed. I mean, when you think of the challenges and the problems that have been faced. Are there other comments? No one in opposition. So we'll bring it back to the committee. Comments, questions of the committee? Seeing none, do I hear a motion? Move from Senator Block. Thank you very much. We have a motion to pass. Would you like to close, Madam?
I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Very good. Thank you. This do pass to the Appropriations Committee. Thank you, Assemblymember Bonilla. Please call the roll.
Hill.
Aye.
Hill, aye. Bates. Aye. Bates, aye. Berryhill. Berryhill, aye. Block. Block, aye. Galgiani. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Jackson. Mendoza. Wachowski. Wachowski, aye. 6.
6. The bill has 6 votes. We'll hold the roll open.